Is this a big gulp?
I
know it's not good for you, right?
Yeah, there's a tax, right? No, this is my orange juice and my vitamins and because I have a cold and I didn't buy that stuff from Target, you know. So I'm in hot water and I'm trying to make it like an herbal tea kind of thing, but.
So you went to Target to buy a what was it? The flu.
Wait, I know you're recording this. I'm gonna put my Hold on. We're not gonna have this discussion because I know we're gonna use it for the future. Let me at least put on some makeup. And why aren't you wearing any? Okay, so I went to Target yesterday, and I wanted some cold medicine because I'm having.
But is it over-the-counter medicine? Because you know that right now I wanted like a week ago I bought the cough medicine.
Yeah.
And they wanted to check my ID, just to check my ID if I'm over 18. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, no, this was completely different. As you know, I'm in Colorado doing this contract, and we'll get into that later because it's not going to last nearly as long as I thought it was. Yeah, and we'll get into that. But so I go up there to check out, and she says, I need your ID, and I said, what for? She said, well, the machine is telling me that I need your ID. Okay, why is the machine telling you that? I mean, she had no clue what she was doing.
It's always the machine, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, and I said, why is the machine telling you? She goes, I don't know, I guess it's some kind of thing with the meth. And I said, is this a Colorado thing? And I said, and she goes, I don't know, the machine is telling me. I said, you have no idea. I mean, I'm pushing her. And, you know, she's maybe late 50s, early 60s. Maybe this is a part-time job or something.
But they
maybe
don't
she's
care.
retired.
Of course they don't care. Why would they care?
Well, they don't, as long as they get their paycheck.
Yeah.
So I'm reading the register, and it says ID required. And I asked her, I said, what are you going to do with it? And she goes, well, we scan it for every purchase of this type of ingredients.
Oh,
yeah, medicine. And it was over the counter. It was just a Tylenol, flu, and cold. That's all it was. Tylenol, flu, and cold. I don't even think, I looked at the ingredients online, and I don't think what I had, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think the box that I had even had acetaminophen in it. So you couldn't even, like, distill it down to a meth. So I said, thanks, but no. And I walked out, so now I'm suffering. So I've got my emergency, my orange juice, and my hot water.
Yeah, the natural way, yeah.
Yeah, the natural way.
And that was Target, right?
That was Target.
Yeah, I told you I made a mistake. Denver, Colorado. I made a mistake of buying a bottle of wine. It was at least 4 years ago in Chicago Target. And yeah, I thought that the person is just gonna look at my ID. Now they took it from me and they scan it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, okay, the way that somebody hands over their ID and the way that somebody just can do that, it is a sense of that is not yours. That is not your ID. That is not your identification. That is not your information. No. It's public knowledge. Exactly. And the fact that they would just take it so readily from you and not even inform you of the process and where the repository of information is really indicative of how they see people. And
exactly. I mean, if they tell me, listen, we have to scan it, and then the scan is gonna go to this public office, this agency, and this, and you're gonna be in this computer and that computer, and your info is gonna be sold here, and then I would be like, you know what? No, thanks, bye.
Thanks, but no, I don't need it because on your ID, as you know, is everything. Your address,
especially the scanning. If they get like a date of birth, whatever, but they scan it.
They scan it. It's everything. And as you know, we are in the information age, and data breaches, data hacks. Your information has been compromised. Well, they never actually tell you what that really means. Where has my information gone? Mm-hmm. There's no follow-up with that. And, people are like, well, we'll change our passwords with it. But there's no follow-up. Where has my information gone? Who has my social? Who has the medication that I took last month? Exactly. Well, I don't know. You'll have to follow up on that. Whatever.
Whatever. What do you want to talk about?
Well, we're off to a good start.
So what Mr. Obama is saying, because really I can't even look at this guy. Sorry.
Well, that's why I told you that I wanted to finish watching his farewell speech, because I haven't seen it all. Oh, you know what we could do? You know how people
But I'm
film.
sorry to interrupt again. I'm like Alex Jones. Why? I mean,
you are not.
I know that you wanna.
Don't do that.
I know, but he's always doing this. It's pissing people off. Okay, but why would you like to look at this guy? And actually, why? What else can he lie to you about that you don't already know?
Because, first of all, I'm all about information and data. I come from a scientific and research background, and I like the data. I like the facts. I like to know what I'm working with, okay?
Yeah.
So,
but it's been 8 years of the same BS.
I just want to know what he said, because I do know that there's a huge racial component, a racial underlying tone, and that's a big issue. I want to know what that says. But what we could do is, you know how people film themselves watching the end of movies or the end, season finales, that kind of stuff? We could do that. I'm
serious. Maybe like the January, is it January 20th? The first speech of Mr. Trump.
January 20th is the inauguration. Well, he gave his break, and see, that's the thing. The same day that my head is really sorry.
I seen the first, the press conference.
What?
Donald, you're talking about Trump, right?
Right.
The first conference when he was like, "No, CNN, no, you're fake news, no, don't be rude, don't be rude."
Like, no, be quiet.
Listen,
I love that.
It was like a teacher with the pupils. This CNN guy is a fucking moron.
I mean, first of all, that is a lack of respect. Yeah. I don't care if you like the guy or not. I don't like Obama, but I can at least respect the office that he holds and the title that he holds. Yeah. Okay? If you don't like Trump, deal. Get over it. It is what it is. There's no point in protesting. All these people that are scheduled to go out and protest next week, get over it.
Idiotic.
It's a done deal.
Idiotic. So actually, he was right. You're fake news. Go.
I loved it.
I love it. Back to the topic.
Back to the topic. Yeah, you're going to have some serious editing on this one because I am ADD to the max. I haven't had my meds in a week.
Yes, and we can't do 20 minutes again because people are not going to watch 20 minutes. So, chop.
Okay. Well, do you want to, cut to some of the things that he said on his speech. Here we go.
What did he say that you might find interesting? What?
Oh my God. Okay, so we can relate to that.
Okay, that we are all better as a nation and we should, march forward.
No. He came to Chicago in his early 20s, still searching for who he was, looking to be a better person. That's you and me. We both came to Chicago in our early 20s.
Yeah.
So, okay, we got that covered.
And then he decided.
So, in just the first 5 minutes of his speech, he's talking about certain rights, and rights that are, God-given rights.
Yeah, and according to him, they are.
Well, without identifying them yet, he gets into that later. But he says they haven't been executed. So here's something that I do want to bring up. Knowing that I am temporarily in the Denver area because this shit went south this week. This was my first week. For those of you who don't know, this was my first week as a contractor for an organization. And when this is over, I will disclose more information.
Which one is that? Yeah, right now we don't want to do that.
Right now,
because major player.
I don't want to get sued. I am not signing any confidentiality agreements, and I am not signing any non-disclosure agreements. But out of respect for myself, quite frankly, I don't want to compromise my integrity with any organization moving forward. I don't want them to look at me and say she's got a big mouth. So, anyways, I'm deeply concerned with the conscious push of socialist agendas and big government in a way that people really truly don't even understand what it is that they're working with. So and going back to the point I was trying to make earlier, I am in the Denver area. Milo Yiannopoulos, he's coming to Boulder next week, and
if he's not canceled.
Well, he's not canceling it so far, but I don't know. The thing is, I don't know if you saw the UC Davis thing. He was scheduled to speak at UC Davis 2 nights ago, and people were just up in arms. I'm threatened. I'm fearful, and so they ended up canceling it like 5 minutes before he went on stage. And they had some guy who drove it. I'm not familiar with that area, so I don't know how far it was. He drove in from some area, and he was like, I'm really disappointed because these people get their free speech.
Exactly.
Why don't we get ours? Exactly. And that's my point. Because in hearing Obama say that we are all given certain rights, it's just they have failed to be executed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, now you see the tables turning. Okay, you have the extreme left just literally taking over, confiscating all of our rights. And in these open forum discussions or these discussions where Yiannopoulos comes, I don't see. I mean, we all know what he stands for. We all know he's
hold on. I have to interrupt you because I'm going to forget. So Milo got banned from Twitter.
Yeah.
But guess what? Right now, Twitter is being sued by widows of the people murdered by ISIS because ISIS is still on Twitter. Like many accounts of ISIS, okay? I'm talking ISIS, but like,
serious?
Oh yeah, of course. Twitter has so those widows are suing Twitter. But Milo got banned from Twitter because he was, the new Ghostbusters movie, like
the whole Leslie Jones thing.
He was talking about
he said it was a bad. He didn't even say anything. He just said it was a bad movie.
So yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so now that brings up a whole other different conversation. I mean, I'm very pro-business. I am. If it's a private platform, do whatever you want. You want to ban the right, you want to ban the left, you want to ban you and me. But fine, it's a private platform. Okay, this is a publicly traded company. You've so far, in my mind, given up your rights. Yep. I mean, once you go public, once you have an IPO, you've given up your rights, and you don't have that ability to say, well.
We're gonna ban this one or not. But again, I have to interrupt because about Facebook, I always hear, it's a private company, blah blah blah. They can, ban accounts or cancel.
It's not. It's publicly traded.
But hold on, that's another. But hold on a second. What about the baker? That was a private company.
Okay, so in Memphis, Tennessee, I think is where it was. You have to check me for facts. I think it was in Memphis, Tennessee. There was a family bakery. Did not want to do the baked goods. Didn't want to do the baked goods, the cake for the gay couple. Okay, instead of being proactive in your own affairs, go to another bakery. Go to Walmart. I don't care. Okay. Yeah. But now they want to make an issue and they want to sue them and then they want to force the truly private company.
They won the suit.
They won.
The government said, they are not. So if they don't have a right to refuse the service, what about Facebook?
So where's the balance here? I mean, the scale of enormity. I mean, you're talking about the small family mom and pop shop, just like what we were talking about last week. The importing of the wine, and then you're dealing with a massively public traded company with a multi-billion-dollar valuation. I mean,
exactly. So
I literally have nothing to say. What can you say about that?
That's it. There is nothing you can say. That's it. Those are facts. But of course, the people are going to be like, "Oh, it's different." No, it's not different.
No, it's not different. It's absolutely not different. And I think, I mean, in my personal opinion, I think in the integrity of security and livelihood and people's longevity, you should shut ISIS down. They are a known terrorist group. They kill people.
That's why they are being sued by Twitter right now.
Well,
by those
by the witches. Yeah. Well, it just.
It's crazy.
I can't. The more I'm learning and the more I'm seeing, the more I really cannot wrap my brain around how people see and think what it is that they see and think. I don't understand it.
We wander off from the topic. You want to talk about your office in Denver, and
yeah.
But now you see that because I was telling you right away because you thought that it was a private money of the company, okay, that they were. Giving you guys, okay?
Right.
But I said right away, it's not possible. Because they don't get any rate of return.
Okay, to that point, in my introduction, this was my first week with this organization as a consultant, and I'm getting mixed songs in each one of my ears because at one point I'm hearing, we brought you on because you're pro business, you're about moving things forward, that's my background. And then the other ear, I'm like, I really don't understand why I'm here because this is completely opposite of everything I believe in. However, those discussions were never had. We never had a political discussion. All of the discussions previously to me coming into this organization, this family, so to speak, was all about business, improved processes, improving innovation and technology, things like that. So yeah, of course, right, progress. So I get here, and I had a conversation with the parent organization and one of their partners, and there was just three of us on the call. It was a private conversation, and they wanted to introduce me to some of their philosophies. And of course, none of this stuff is public. None of this stuff is public. The information that you see publicly, that later once this deal is over, I will share. What they did was they went into some city government, and the innovation that they came up with was to remove a certain responsibility that every family of youth, every family who has children, should be adamantly and absolutely engaged in. They removed that responsibility and gave that to the government, the local government, and they see that as a raging success. The parent organization and their private contractor that they work with, they see that as a raging success. And that, to me, light bulbs went off. I was like, this is a conscious deployment of socialistic ideology.
The socialistic counter-revolution.
They summed the conversation up. They summed the conversation up with, you will get an ROI. It just won't be financial. It'll be a goodwill. And that's when I literally, like, I'm sweating now. I was like, what have I done? What have I done? Because I'm in a situation where I'm here. I don't know. I'm here. So, but I'm interested to see how this thing plays out. But being told you will not get a financial ROI blows my mind, because you are consciously, some of these.
So there has to be an agenda. And
there is an agenda.
And they don't care about money. They don't care about money. Why? Because it's not their money. I'm telling you,
like I told you before,
it's not their money. They are getting money from feds or whatever. It's not their money. Because I don't care how rich you are. And let's say if you became rich by being a good businessman, you always will care about $1 million, $10 million, or $100 million. Always. Because you know how hard it is to make this money. And those people, like 80 million here, 100 million there, and you're not gonna make any money off of it, but you're gonna have what? A progress?
Goodwill.
A goodwill.
You'll have goodwill. Your ROI will be goodwill. This
is the growing of Homo Sovieticus. Once you get rid of your free own will, it's gone forever. It's not coming back.
Okay, so for those of us who are American, you're going to have to type that word, because that's not a word in
I will type it in the links and everything, and I guess we should end on this one. In the next video we can expand on this subject. I can talk about Eastern Europe, because seriously, Americans don't know anything as far as that. And I think it was one of the Russian, what do you call them? The party leaders in the 1960s. The one who was like, bidding his shoe. He was in Congress. But he told you guys 50 years ago that the communism is going to be here, and you're not even going to notice it.
Because you need to put the link up to the video that you sent me with 1983, the KGB.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put the links and everything. But yeah, we can expand on the subject in the next video, because this one is too long already. People don't have time to watch like very, very long videos.
Okay, all right.
But still, I want you guys to subscribe. I mean, look at this beautiful beast and her glasses. So who doesn't want to see her?
It's a no makeup day for me. I have a cold. I don't feel well. I don't want to live up to my name, so hence the glasses.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye.